It's been stockpiled by the organization. Does this make it even more exciting for you coming into this year?
Yeah, I mean, we really like the pool of players that we have as an organization, and if everybody stays healthy and guys trickle down to what we're maybe looking at, then yeah, they're definitely exciting.
Talent-wise, how maybe does this group compare with some of the previous teams you've started the season with?
Great question. Again, I think the pool of talent is bigger now than it's been years past, but there's still got to do the same work every day and make sure that it's got to translate to the ice. So, but I think the amount of players that we have to pick from looks a lot deeper this year. Yeah.
Talent pool obviously bigger. Is it harder to pick maybe one or two guys that have stood out to you a little bit in this training camp?
You mean just for ours or between Chicago and here?
I'd say for down here.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think the guys have had 2 good days here. Obviously, some guys came in today that weren't here yesterday, but a little bit early to say. But I thought some of the younger guys looked like they're ready to take a step forward here.
Obviously, these guys are very young down here. We talked that last year, this year, the same kind of way. But those guys that were here last year, what kind of added experience are they bringing to that younger core that's coming in this year?
I think it's huge, right? When you've been through it for a year and you kind of know what to expect in different buildings and what they, just expect day to day in the process that we have here, I think it helps the players a lot. I think any player's first year pro, when you come in, there's a lot of things that are going on. So just trying to wrap their head around that takes some time for sure. So those second year guys should be a big boost for them.
Will the 2 preseason games kind of be the biggest determining factors in who makes the roster and who doesn't? I mean, how much goes into these 2 preseason games in determining the final roster?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely there's going to be an opportunity for guys to show. There's a couple of players that are kind of battling for spots. If it's maybe just trying to make the team, and there's some opportunity there for guys. So those guys will get some games here, and we'll take a look at them. And then obviously, again, back to the player pool is deeper, so there is some spots already kind of spoken for, so to speak. But there is some spots open that we're looking forward to a competitive camp for.
How much do you need those 2 games to kind of figure out what are the best lines, the best pairings, or do you already have that in your mind which way you're going to go with those?
Well, great question. I think we have it in our mind at times, but it doesn't always seems like it always changes, right? But I think we feel good about the different type of players that we have, their attributes they have individually that we think they can fit together. Obviously, then you have to go on the ice and work as well there. But in our mind, we kind of have a roadmap of what we look at, and then hopefully we can kind of stick to that.
What's the speed element of this team? Is it one of the faster teams you have?
I would say so, yeah. Especially up front, it looks really fast. They look like we have some guys that are like a little buzzsaws out there. But yeah, we're excited about that, and yeah.
How important will it be those first couple of games for those younger guys in this first quote-unquote professional experience to kind of keep them calmed down, keep those nerves at ease, especially at these first 2 preseason games?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine line between excitement and nerve, right? It's okay to be a little bit nervous. I think it's normal, right? And just to kind of just acknowledge that and make the most out of it, but then use that nervousness or energy at the right way, so to speak. I think that's going to be important. I think that if you look at our season, we don't have a ton of games again in October. I think we're at 5 games maybe, and there's some benefits of that, but there's also some minuses to that in terms of you want them to play games early so they get in the rhythm of it. The benefit is we get more time to practice with them and get to know them a little bit. But yeah, we're excited to see him here.
Ethan Del Mastro was super last year, made the All-Star team, and what are you looking forward at him this year? How excited are you for what's ahead for him?
Yeah, it's exciting. Again, I think it comes back to what we talked. The second year, know what to expect, right? And taking a step in his development. We have a couple of areas that we want him to keep improving on, and also a couple of areas that he does really well that we want him to maintain those and improve even on those. So we're excited for him. I think he's, obviously last year I think he played every game, right? Like it's pretty impressive as a young player to do that. So.
And the same for Colton Dach. At times he looked really good, and then he had some injuries that kind of slowed him down a little bit. But what do you see for him this year, and what's the next step for Colton?
Yeah, I think staying healthy is going to be a big thing. Consistency is a big thing. His ceiling is high, and I think we saw that last year in the month of December, where I thought he was our best forward. And so it's just, finding that consistency and staying healthy is going to be a big factor for his development.
Obviously, Jackson Stauber departing this past off season. Does that mean a more defined role for Drew Comesso going into this year at the goalie spot? Or obviously, there's some additions to that position as well. So, what does that do for Comesso's role this year?
Yeah, I mean, he'll be leaning on early. I think it depends on what's going on up top, obviously. I know they brought a goalie in and Laurent there, and then I don't know, I know he got injured and had surgery, so I don't know what his timeline is exactly, but for starting the year, it looks like Drew is going to be the guy down here, and then we'll see what happens after that, right? Good. Thanks, guys.
Good to see you again.
See you.
See you.
Yeah.